mallet to ball. The addictive hit that drives a continuous thrill for lovers of what has been coined the Game of Kings and King of Games. Arguably the oldest recorded team sport in known history, with the first matches being played in Persia over 2,500 years ago, this game has come to find a place and home in Nigeria.
I started riding since the age of 4 years old, and that's because my dad was playing polo even before I was born. So I've been playing polo actively for a lot of years now, and it's been going very, very well. Yes, these are two of my ponies, both playing very, very well. In fact, Casola plays the high goal, and I'm happy with both of them. I know they say dogs are man's best friend, but I would rather put horses first.
Just like Adeyemo, Olumbe Akinkunbe also got an early introduction to the sport and started riding at the age of 8, playing officially for the last 11 years.
I mean, definitely it's an adrenaline sport. I love horses. I love animals in general, horses in particular. The fast pace, the camaraderie on the field, the physicality of it as well, because it can also be quite physical. And nothing beats going fast on the back of the horse as far as I'm concerned. So it's really exhilarating.
The Lagos Polo Club, a watering hole for polo aficionados and enthusiasts, has since inception grown considerably and is now the most famous polo club in Nigeria in terms of membership and polo quality. While many of the players here and across the country are considered amateurs, the club hosts some of the most prestigious tournaments in Africa, inviting and playing with professional players from across the world.
Polo was first played in the Lagos Polo Club by the British Navy. This land you see here was an airstrip actually, like a landing strip for the British Navy. It was a landing strip in between this club and the now Ikoyi Club.
As time went on and with the advent of independence, we had senior civil servants, men of industry, who also then took an interest and a passion in playing of polo. Generally, we would say it's an equestrian social club because we also have social members. It fosters brotherhood amongst polo players. We're a member of the Nigerian Polo Association, which encompasses clubs, all over Nigeria. So, of course, it's an extended brotherhood just beyond Lagos.
But it is also a little more than just this for many club members. Eze Oparanta has been riding horses for about 11 years in England, playing officially at the club for the last 4 years.
It just gives him more opportunities, Kind of people here are usually very influential, business leaders, political leaders, so it puts you in the same circle as those people. It allows you to be in the same room or space as people who are the decision makers at times, And also a very good place to hang out as well. There's not that many quiet but still active and vibrant places to hang around in Lagos.
There is no polo without the horses, and there are some key factors to consider while making choices around their purchase.
So the main thing is speed, height, agility, soft mouth. And then for those who are just extra, you just want a beautiful horse, maybe white or black or something.
In this part of the world, we have a mixed bag of types of horses we use for polo. So you have the Sudanese breeds, which are well, we use them mostly, we'll call them the locals here, coming from Sudan, and then we access those horses through the northern part of Nigeria. And then we have the Argentine horses. Argentina is probably the mecca of polo, with regards to the sense that for many years they've just been breeding horses that have the ability to play polo, and they're perfect all around. So a lot of horses come into Nigeria every year from Argentina.
And then we also have the local horses who are bred locally here. And
are those attractive in any way to your players?
As well. Again, from a cost perspective, and not just so much cost. At the end of the day, the level at which you play also matters, right? For a beginner, for someone who's starting out, I wouldn't advise you to go and invest in Argentine ponies, for example. I mean, you're just basically learning how to knock the ball around. You probably haven't even started playing chockers. So why would you, expend such a high amount of money for that grade of horse? So there's a market for all of them, at the end of the day.
But horse acquisition isn't the only consideration to factor in for players, as necessary accessories, feeding, welfare and healthcare of the horses is just as important for optimum performance. So as a popular opinion is that polo is an elitist sport. Would you say that this is a misconception?
It's not like it's limited to only royalty. In Nigeria, in the north especially, a lot of people play, they're not so wealthy. Whereas in Lagos, you have to be high up the echelon to have access to even get into the club. So it all depends on where you are, what country. If you're in Argentina, that's their main sport there. So everyone can play. They have the land, they have the horses to do that. So it just depends on where. I think that's the biggest misconception.
The way I see it is that it's all relative at the end of the day. People decide to spend money on going out for dinners every other, a couple of days a week in Lagos. And you and I know how expensive that might be, in terms of cost of dining out. So what I typically would say to people is, what it costs me to maintain my horses for a month, some people would probably spend that on a night out or 2 nights out in Lagos, on a Friday, on a weekend.
A full game of polo consists of 4, 6 or 8 chukkers, depending on the level of play, with each chukker involving 7 minutes of play, after which play continues for either another 30 seconds or until the ball goes out of play. Between each chukker, each player will dismount and change ponies. Ponies will not usually play for more than 2 chukkers, as this aids the horse's recuperation and gusts of speed. Team members must have the ability to control their horse transition midstream from attacking to defending positions. So the female horse is a widely preferred choice amongst players, as they're a lot less temperamental and territorial during play. But what will 1 or 4 of this high-performing mares cost you? With an existing and growing demand, I'm looking into the breeding and importation of a variety of horses into Nigeria. Menard Polo in England is run by 5-goaler professional polo player Antonino Menard, who also specializes in the breeding and trade of the finest Argentine polo horses.
Basically, the more complete the horse is the more expensive they are. The fastest they go, but they also stop and turn. That is a very, very difficult horse to find and very expensive. And then you have horses that they are sometimes less fast or less agile, and so the price start dropping a bit. Or the age also is an important factor. Sometimes when the horse is too young or getting older, the price is different. You can get a horse for $2,000-$3,000, for example. That's like probably the bottom of the price, but then you can start going up until you have horses that are super athletes, like high level athletes, and they worth like $50,000, for example. I would say from $2,000-$3,000, maybe a bit more, depend what are the age of the horses and what you want in a horse. Probably a good horse, like quite complete, you're starting 10-15. Help in the process of the exportation and the importations of the horses. So we assist the whole way from the purchase to the horse there. And
for the local horses, trade isn't just limited to the sport of polo, as trade in rentals also goes for traditional ceremonies like turban rallies and durbas, amongst others. These are mostly bred across Kano, Sokoto and Borno states in northern Nigeria. So there also happens to be quite a huge champagne culture around the sport. What would you say that's all about?
I think it's just lifestyle association, really. The regalness of the polo match, the people associated with it, the people who want to associate with, you find out that there's a lot of luxury identified or associated with polo. And I mean, champagne is not, it's seen as a luxury wine. So for that reason, I think they also want to associate with luxury sport.
As lifestyle and luxury brands plug into the sport's prominence, so do the consumer's brand consciousness. This ranges from fine champagne brands to fascinator makers for the elegant female spectators. Abisola Owolawi for Arise News.